All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great Muslim who will and who has 100% truth. This for the whole faith of Israel, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And you speckled birds that scattered across the four corners of the earth, mingled within other nations, and made like the other heathen nations. If this word resonate with you, then your lineage go back from your father's side. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you are the true Hebrew Israelites in which Bible speaks of. First and foremost, the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Yah is He, Hawa, He is, He assists. The name of His only begotten Son, the beloved Son is Yahweh Shai. Yah is He, Yahweh Shai, the Savior, the Deliverer. This is the brother Rock from the GMS Detroit account. This is going to be another short video epistle based on technology and what's getting ready to happen. Revelation 13 and 16, the Korah, the sea hip, okay, which soon will be made mandatory. We're going to watch this short video pursuant to the 1976 Copyright Fair Use Act. Under Section 107, I'm not making any monetary gain from this. This is for educational purposes only. Fair use, fair use.
Bring all of this in the Gulf to a halt, if we can't afford it, can't continue it.
And the second constraint
Is the Gulf erupting into a regional war?
looks that way. But keep in mind,
there are some things that could block
the total realization.
And a lot of these are the ones that you and I have discussed before. On one side,
you have
the Western financial system and the state of the United States. If you woke up this morning, you discovered that, at least on paper,
oil
had risen to $90 a barrel.
but
But
the
the oil coming off the ship
was
now worth $140 a barrel.
And
I just got off the phone with somebody telling me that now beyond 100 on paper, it had reached, or beyond 90 on paper, it reached $100. The reason I bring that up is at the same time,
the
the
10-year bond
yield
this
this
morning
morning when I woke up was 4.65.
It's
Now I'm told close to 4.7.
This is what the federal government has to pay borrow money.
You
You
got it.
And the 10-year bond is what everybody looks into. I mean, if you talk to
Luke
Luke
Roman
Roman
or
or
Jeffrey
Gundlach
Brindlock
as good examples, really follow the bond markets carefully.
They'll
They'll
tell you when you get to 5,
it's
it's toast.
You're
You're
done.
done. We can't service the debt. We can't pay it.
it.
Everything will begin to implode. And of course, on top of all of this, you have inflation that is rising uncontrollably. The Fed can't fix this. It cannot artificially suppress rates. It can't extricate us from this mess. So the question is, when do we hit 5%? I don't know. Robert Barnes, who knows things from the inside of the White House better than I do, says that in the past, Trump was always careful. As soon as he saw this thing go over 4%, get close to 4.4, 4.5, he would quote unquote taco. He's not tacoing this time. So I think we're headed into really, really rough times financially. That could bring all of this.
Now, this is Colonel Douglas McGregor, okay, retired Army Colonel, okay, and his geopolitical analysis. And with that being said, the system is being built before the economy crashes, and it's going to crash. It's going to crash, okay? So the lesson is about how the system is being built piece by piece before the economy finally crashes, because we're dealing with World ID, okay? We're dealing with the iris scans. We're dealing with also what's happening in these states, okay? For instance, your food cards are going to have a chip in them, okay? I mentioned that last month, I think, because Michigan is putting chips and tap technology inside the bridge card, the food card. Okay, we're dealing with huge data centers. We're dealing with artificial intelligence, also with 5G and future 6G networks. Okay, all these things are steps toward the implementation in Revelation 13, 16 through 18. Okay, now let's make this simple from the start, okay? The iris scan is not the mark, okay? It's not the corragment. The bridge card is not the corragment. Revelation 13, 16 is just a prelude to it. The data center is not the mark. 6G is not the corragment. All of these things, okay, are part of the setup needed before the final implementation can be rolled out, okay? So the MOTB is the implantable technology that will be placed inside the body, connected directly to buying and selling, the right hand or the forehead. But before that final step can happen, the system has to first know who you are, where you are, or what account belongs to you, and whether you're approved to make a transaction. The system is being built right now. Okay, with that being said, okay, it's also in the news, okay, biometricupdate.com. Greece floats massive 450 million lira biometrics passport and ID contract, June 24th, 2026. Okay? All right? But there's also more. Okay? Let's get it from the top. June 24th, we have Sao Paulo challenges world IDs biometric data collection practices. Lawsuits allege more than 400,000 residents were paid to provide iris biometrics without informed consent. Okay? Right? All right. The lawsuit alleges that the World ID operators scanned the irises of more than 400,000 people in Sao Paulo, okay, in exchange for payments of real Brazilian dollar 300, okay, to 700, and that translates to 59 to 138 US dollars, okay, concentrating operations in high traffic, low income areas near metro stations and tempo units, okay? All right? So this is what you're seeing. And all of this is through Tools for Humanity, okay? Tools for Humanity is a contributor to the Human Identity Network and Crypto Project World, TFH. Took the initial steps toward developing the World Coin Protocol and supported its multi-year beta testing phase. It then transitioned stewardship of the protocol to the independent World Coin Foundation prior to the protocol's launch in late July 2023. To date, TFH continues to provide services to the World Coin Foundation and operates World App, the first World Coin compatible wallet. Tools for Humanity biometric news, okay? And then you got Tools for Humanity hired 2 law firms to probe bribery and financial misconduct, June 22, 2026. Tools for Humanity, the startup behind World ID, Digital Identity, and World Coin Cryptocurrency, hired 2 law firms last year to investigate financial irregularities and bribery of officials in Thailand, according to reports, okay? That's in Thailand. Now you have Sao Paulo, and now you got Thailand. And it says, Sidley Austin, the first law firm engaged, investigated the company's business activities in Thailand, which ultimately drew it into dealings with the internationally notorious money launderer. The second law firm, Old Melviny and Meyer, investigated potential misuse of company funds to boost the value of the World Coin token, which could amount to violation of Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. Okay. Then you get the Thai saga. The company currently has 18 million users enrolled in its services with iris biometrics across 160 countries. It arrived in Thailand early 2025, offering WorldCoin, WLD, in exchange for iris scans to the local population and establishing ties with Asian business entities. One of these entities, however, was later be reported to be linked to a company controlled by a man named Ben Smith, who turned out to be the South African money launderer Benjamin Marburger. Okay, so these are updates. You got Greece that floats massive 415 million lira biometrics passport and ID contract. Okay, Greece has begun the process to tender a massive contract for new digital ID cards and digital government service capabilities, with the tender for a contract with an estimated worth of 15.6 million euros, roughly 472.8 million US dollars plus VAT. The contract includes the production of ID cards for both. Okay. Greek police and citizens as part of a new integrated information system for security documents. Operation Security, OPSCA. Okay. According to a machine translation of the tender notice. You see what's happening. You see what's going on. Greece has begun a process to tender a massive contract for new digital ID cards and digital government service capabilities. With tendered for a contract with the estimated worth of 415.6 million euros. Okay. Now you had a food assistance program. Okay. All right. You got the bridge card update, upgraded chip and tap enabled bridge cards are coming later in 2026. Okay. And it says here, SNAP benefit error rates. Okay. Reading on. And then it has bridge card update. Upgraded chip and tap enabled bridge cards are coming later in 2026 to ensure you receive the new card. Make sure your mailing address is correct, blase, blase. And then this is the Google, what I Googled for this. It says upgraded chip and tap enabled Michigan bridge cards will be mailed out starting in August 2026 to improve security and prevent fraud. Recipients must update their mailing address by August 7, 2026 to Michigan Bridge, okay, by calling that number. So this is what's happening, okay? All right? Because they're saying criminals steal food. This is economic coercion, okay? This is what this is, economic coercion, okay? Iris scans, started with the iris scans, okay? And it's developing from there, okay? So we're dealing with World ID, we're dealing with iris scans, we're dealing with Michigan putting chips and tap technology inside the bridge card. We're dealing with artificial intelligence, with 5G and future 6G networks. All these things are steps toward the implementation of Revelation 13, 16, okay? Let's see if the Quran, okay? All right? Now, again, iris scans is not the mark. Bridge card is not the mark. Data center is not the mark. 6G is not the mark. But all of these things are part of setup needed for the final Quran can be rolled out, the implementation of it. Okay, the MOTB is the implantable technology that will be placed inside. So dummy implanted in the right hand or the forehead before that final step can happen. The system has to first know who you are, okay? Well, this is 13 and 16. Okay, just grab that right quick. And it reads, and he causeth all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark, Karagma, and the right hand on their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, so if he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here's wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. Well, it's the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 6. It's been broken down to you many times. Okay? And this is what's getting ready to happen soon when the economy crash. Okay? And it's going to crash because this is what they're doing right now. Okay? And it's all through the spirit of power Yahweh Shai. Okay? So the scripture is clear. This system is going to affect everybody. Okay? Rich and poor, small and great, free and bond. And then it tells you exactly what the pressure will look like, okay? You won't be able to buy. You won't be able to sell. That's economic pressure. The system will basically say you don't have to take it, but you can't eat, okay? You don't have to take it, but you can't work. You don't have to take it, but you can't buy medicine. You don't have to take it, but you can't pay your bills. That's how the pressure comes in. Okay, you got the Sao Paulo, okay, World ID story, okay? Now let's go back to the original story. The Sao Paulo, Brazil authorities filed legal action against Tools for Humanity, the company behind World ID, along with Amazon Web Service Brazil. The lawsuit says more than 400,000 people had their irises scanned. Some people were reportedly offered between 300 real Brazilian dollars and 700 real Brazilian dollars, okay, to provide their iris biometrics. The authorities said a lot of this was happening in lower income areas near subway stations and public service locations. Now, why does this matter? Because people are struggling. Money can push them into things they normally wouldn't agree to. Someone doing well might say, I don't need the money, okay? But someone trying to pay rent or buy food might say, I need it. Go ahead and scan my eyes, okay? And that's how economic pressure works. They don't always need force, okay? They do not always need force. Sometimes it's just money on one side and survival on the other. The hardship makes the decision. Sao Paulo authorities also questioned whether people really understood how their biometric data would be used, where it would go, and how it would be stored. That leads right into data centers, okay? So the iris scanner is only the front door. The machine scans the eye, but after that, where does that data go? It has to be turned into a digital record. It has to be processed. It has to be matched. It has to be stored. It has to be protected. And it has to be ready whenever the system needs to verify it. That's what data centers are for. Scanner is just the front door. Data centers are the memory of the system. Without them, where ID couldn't handle hundreds of thousands of eventually millions of identities. Okay? So without cloud systems, banks, governments, and companies couldn't all connect to one digital identity system. So when Amazon Web Services get mentioned in the lawsuit, it shows this isn't just about a scanner. And this information you can bring up yourself, chat GTP or Google it. Okay? It's about the whole back end system behind it. Okay? That's what it's about. Daniel 12:4. In the speech of technology, this book of Daniel 12 and verse 4. But thou, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Okay? And knowledge has definitely increased. Look at what's exists now. Okay? You got artificial intelligence. Okay? You got robots. Okay? You got facial recognition, voice recognition. We got fingerprint scanners, iris scanners, digital wallets, cloud storage, chip cards. Okay? Tap payments, massive data centers, high-speed wireless networks. None of this existed in ancient times, but the prophecy was written for the end times that we're living in now. Okay, you got people traveling to and fro at breakneck speed. Okay, you got planes and trains. They can get you from point A to point B in a small amount of time. The technology had to catch up for the prophecy to play out. World ID and proving you are human is what it's all about in these last days. It wants to prove that you're real. Okay? A real, unique human being. Why? Because AI is now creating fake faces, fake voices, fake accounts, and fake identities. No one gets away with taking somebody else's money, stealing. This is the guys that they're coming up under, okay? This is the setup. So companies are saying passwords aren't enough anymore. Now they want your fingerprint, your face, your voice, okay? And eventually they'll say we need one permanent ID, okay? That can't be stolen or lost, okay? That's the direction things are going. The system is moving from something you know, which is passwords, to something you have. The cards, okay? There's something you are, biometrics, okay? Biometrics. And after that, they'll say, why carry anything? Just put it inside you, okay? And that's why we pay attention to this. You got the Michigan bridge card chips, okay? Now we're going to bring it home to here, to Michigan. Michigan is rolling out upgraded bridge cards with chip and tap technology. The official reason is fraud prevention and security. Again, the bridge card is not the C-hip. It's an outside card. It can be lost or replaced, but it's part of the conditioning process. People are being trained to trust chips. They're being trained to tap. Stores are being upgraded. Payments are becoming more digital, step by step. Swipe, insert, tap. Okay? Phone. Use your phone. Face scan, eye scan. Eventually, put it inside you so you never lose access. That's the direction this thing is heading in. And guess what? The poor is going to get tested first. Okay? Just like in C-19. Okay? The poor got tested first. And you see the result of that. So the government benefit systems are usually where new tech shows up first. Why? Because people depend on it. They need food, they need medical help, they need housing, they need assistance. So when changes come, people don't have much choice. Okay? And that's the way it's going to play out. Isaiah 10. Verse 1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. Okay? That's why the poor that's why they are always the first testing ground. Today it might be you need a chip card. Tomorrow you need biometric verification. Later you need a digital ID. And eventually you need the charagma, Revelation 13 and 16. It's a slow build. You got data centers, which are the backbone of the system. Okay? All right, your name, your face, your fingerprints, your iris, your money, your benefits, your medical records, your job info, your travel history, your transactions. Data centers hold all that. AI processes it. Networks move it. Payment systems use it. Then decisions get made, approved or denied. There's no more paper stamps. You stamp it, denied, approved. No more of that. That's why data centers matter so much, okay? They're the backbone of the whole system. They collect your information in the cloud system, okay? Without them, nothing works at scale, okay? All right? You got to imagine, a lot of jobs, especially government jobs, they got special rooms. Okay, we call them computer rooms, okay? And they got all these machines stacked up, okay, in the cloud, okay? They have all the information on these computers. These are data centers, okay? They monitor everything, okay? And they keep the flow flowing, okay? This is the same thing as now, but they're in giant data centers, okay, all over. They're building them all over the world right now. That's why the data centers, they matter, okay? They're the backbone of the whole system. Now, without them, nothing works at scale, okay? Now, so you get the 6G. And why it matters, 6G is about speed and connection. More devices online at once, more AI inside the network, more real-time decisions, more automation. Revelation 13, to work globally, everything has to happen instantly, fast. You walk into a store, identity confirmed, payment approved, or denied immediately. That's why speed, AI, and infrastructure matter. The prophecy shows the outcome. The engineers are building a system behind it. Now, the different parts of the system, going to break it down. Biometrics determines who you are. Digital ID determines what belongs to you. The network is how this data moves. The data centers is where it is stored. The payment systems, whether you can buy or sell. The government approves or denies, okay? And the charagma, becomes the final link tying everything together. That's the structure. So the economy is heading toward a crash. The system becomes much easier to push during crisis. Debt is rising, war spending is rising, prices are rising, wages aren't keeping up, people are living off credit, banks are stressed, governments are overspending. This can't go on forever. So we don't know the exact date, but the conditions for a major crash are clearly building. And when it hits, people will be desperate. They'll need work, they'll need help, and the system will step in and say, we got the solution. One digital identity, one payment system, no fraud, no cash, everything verified. And many will accept it out of fear. Book of 2nd Ezra. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 15. And start at the 18th verse, and it reads, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay? And men shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay? For great tribulation. So when people are hungry, they panic. When there's tribulation, thinking is clouded. And that's when pressure works best. People will accept anything just to survive. That's the hour of temptation. Revelation 3 and 10, okay? Now, the commandment, okay, see here, isn't just technology, it's allegiance to the system. Revelation 14, book of Revelation 14. Because if you take the commandment, the see here, this is what's going to be your judgment. Revelation 14 and 9. And it reads, the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark, the charagma, in his right hand with his hand, let's look at that, the blue letter interlinear, the mark, the same as Revelation 13 and 16. Okay? Just to clarify, charagma, G5480. Okay? It's the same. Okay? Again, Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel follows them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark, the charagma, in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine and the wrath of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, which will be via the thermonuclear missiles, the ICBMs, and the concentrated fire coming out of the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which you people ignorantly call UFOs and UAPs, okay? And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, with the thermonuclear missiles, the warheads coming out of the tips of the missiles, okay? In the presence of the holy angels, okay? They're going to be watching, looking through the ozone level, okay? The sea of glass, with the elect being beamed up onto the chariots, okay? And watching Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, burn. And that's where you get the lake of fire, okay? All right? So these things is happening, and this is prophecy. And if you take the see here, Revelation 13 and 16 to 18, this will be your judgment, okay? So taking the see here means trusting the system over the Heavenly Father Yahweh. It means saying this system will take care of me, okay? Even if Yahweh says otherwise. That's why the judgment is so serious, okay? So you got to build up your faith right now. You can't wait until it's right in front of you. You have to build faith now, pray now. Trust Yahweh Shai right now. Learn to go without right now. Stop thinking the government is your provider, okay? 2nd Maccabees. Get that. This is the book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 7. Start at verse 1. It came to pass also that 7 brothers with their mother was taken and compelled by the king, okay, against the law to taste swine's flesh, and was tormented with scourges and whips. But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldst thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers, okay? All right? And that's the point. That's the mindset needed. Not I'll take it because I need food, I want to eat. No. Heavenly Father Yahweh can provide outside the system. It's like he did in 1 Kings chapter 17, verses 4 through 6. I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. Yahweh fed Elijah during famine. No car, no system, no bank. Just divine provision. Okay, Isaiah 65 and 13. Behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Okay? All right, so the system says you need them. Okay? But the ain't Father Yahweh says his servants will eat regardless. Okay? All right? So that's what the Heavenly Father Yahweh says. Okay? So, let's get this and end it. Because this is definitely prophecy. Okay? Tools for humanity. Sao Paulo. Okay? Sao Paulo. All right? Sao Paulo. Okay? World ID cases involves hundreds of thousands of iris scans, payments for enrollment, and questions about data storage and consent. That shows the biometric and cloud side. You got the Michigan Bridge car upgrades show the payment and government benefit side. You got the data centers store everything, okay? That's what they're set up for, to store information, okay? AI processes it. 6G is going to speed it all up. Again, none of this is the charisma, but it's all part of the setup. Revelation 13, 16 to 18. And when the economy crashes, pressure will increase. No ID, no access. No buying, no selling. That's the direction. So don't fall asleep on this. Don't let words like convenience, security, and fraud protection fool you. Look at what the system can do. It can track you, identify you, control your money, freeze your account, deny your access. That's what matters. The economy is unstable. Debt is rising. War is rising. People are struggling. The system is preparing for a major shift. And what looks like convenience today can become control tomorrow. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians. In chapter 5 and verse 4, and it reads, but ye, brother, are not in darkness that that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness, okay? Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober, okay? So we got to stay alert, okay? Don't call everything the charisma, but understand where things are heading. The system is being built. People are being conditioned. The economy is weakening. Our temptation is coming. Revelation 3:10 through 11. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast, which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Hold fast. Don't trade faith for survival. Don't trust the system. Trust Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Because when everything shakes, the elect will have to stand firm. And with that, the water to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Bahasham Kakodash will allow me to bring this out. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Bahasham Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, bishops, great millstones, rule well. Peace and salutations to the whole free elect of Israel. Shalom.